Hello Madden Bible Nation, I am Sgibs, I am the hostess with the mostest, and this is not your den. It is not my den, but it is the Mad Den, a.k.a. the Laser Show, the internet's most passionate show about John Madden football 2011. This is show number 32, ready to kick it off, continue with the Minnesota Vikings defensive secondary, defensive scheme. A lot of people have been talking a lot about how can we make the Vikings a better team. I know their offense is explosive, but please, please, please help me make their defense better. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to continue with the defense. A couple of housekeeping things. If you hear some music in the background, it's because my neighbors, they're in a band, and they play music at all times of the day. So just keeping it real, that's what that is. If you hear it, I don't even know if you will be able to hear it, but just letting you know. A couple of shout outs I do want to give out is a couple of people, just again, fan appreciation is Hardway Customs. Make sure you, Hardway Customs 70s on Twitter. If you're into cars, you're into car design, if you're into car powdering, I believe, I could have butchered that Hardway, but if you check out him, anything about cars, interiors, anything like that, head on over to hardwaycustoms.com. For more, if you want to get in touch with me, let me know. I'll put you in touch with him if you're looking at anything about cars. Also, to forum member Tro30, he gave me an excellent update to the DB contained flat play at a dime flat. He posted it in the defensive strategy section on the forum, so make sure you check it out there. Also, touching base with a couple of my guys, D Howard, I think it's D How 4 round 12. Shout out to you, Rock and Roll, shout out to you, shout out to my boy Milton as always, Cookie Monster, User Pick, and King Jason as well. Shout out to all you guys, thanks for hitting me up with questions all day, because I love it, that's what I'm here for, I love it. Another question too, because we are on national live internet, just was talking to Rashad101 on Twitter, and Rashad asked real quick, he said, Gibbs, can you help me out with the linebackers and defensive secondary with the Arizona Cardinals before you get into the show? So absolutely. So Rashad101, this is what my secondary in linebackers and defense would look like for the Cardinals. Middle linebacker I'd have Washington because he has got speed and crazy acceleration. So I want him covering my halfbacks out of the backfield, backing him up, because I always like to set my defense up in a dime situation because I think that's the best depth you can get on the field for speed, tackling ability, stopping the run, all that. But behind him is Gerald Hayes, that middle linebacker. Then we're going to drop down the defensive end. We got Jerry Porter and Jed Brown. Both have a 93 finesse move, 92 power move, or finesse move for Brown. So you want to have them at the end, getting to the quarterback, rushing the quarterback. D tackles, we moved Doc and Campbell from the end positions, put them at the D tackle. A little slower, but they still get the job done. Quick D tackles is what we like there. Defensive secondary is Cromartie is our number 1 back, and we have Garrett Toller at 2. Adams and McBride rounded up 3 and 4. Free safety, no other than Adrian Wilson. He's a playmaker back there, as well as strong safety Garrett Rhodes. So Rashad101, that is your shout out. We're going to check out, see if I got any more messages real quick or any instant messages. Answer those while we're at it. So whatever. But today, no more messages on there. But let's get in touch in regards to what we're going to talk a little more today. So we did a play versus play breakdown yesterday. We touched base on some players there. But today I want to take a deeper look into the Vikings' depth chart and their roster on the defensive side and try to squeeze every ounce that we can out of this team, because there is some juice left, and we got to take a look at some guys that we want to get on the field because they do have some playmaking ability. So some guys I want to get on the field. Originally, when I was looking at the roster, I thought Chad Greenway at middle linebacker, that's definitely the right move. But actually, after re-looking at it and reanalyzing it, I've decided move Chad Greenway down to defensive end. Because I want him on the field, but there's a guy that I can actually have better in coverage than Greenway, and that's Kenny Onatolu. He's 80 speed, 84 acceleration, and he's 6'2". So he doesn't really have good tackling ability, doesn't have good man coverage rating, but what he does have is speed. And what speed allows you to do, allows you to be in place. So that's why I put him on the field. He's 1 point faster than Greenway, and we're going to put Greenway at defensive end so he can get to the ball, the quarterback, and just wreak some havoc there. That means we're going to move Ray Edwards from the DM position into the D tackle position. So we're going to have Jared Allen and Chad Greenway at D end, and then we're going to have Kevin Williams and Ray Edwards at D-tackle. Let's also not forget our other guys, the standout players from this team. Everson Griffin is a defensive end, and he's 6'3", 83 speed, and an 85 power move. So if you'd rather more speed over Ray Edwards, who is a better overall player, I could completely understand if you sit Edwards, put in Everson Griffin, and have Everson Griffin play a D-tackle position, and then what you can do is be creative and drop him into coverage because he's a better coverage player than Ray Edwards. Up to you, though. Decide what you want to do, because with a team that's this slow, you need all the speed that you can, so you really might want to consider putting Everson Griffin in over Ray Edwards. And also, to stop the run, this team is built to stop the run. They got some beef, they got some more beef, and then they got beef on top of that beef, so they have like 3 to 4 layers of beef in between the line where they can just pound and smash the run. They didn't do a very good job last night on Monday Night Football against the Jets. Oh boy, Brett Favre, just being Brett Favre, 3 touchdowns, great, made some great throws. He did a, fake throw, a little spin, but ended every game like I've ever seen Brett Favre end. Misses an open wide receiver, throws a pick to end it. I don't know. Maybe it's time to retire. Maybe you should send more pictures. I don't know. Anywho, D-tackle Jimmy Kennedy is a PTP, or is a standout player. He's on the bench. He's got 90 strength, 6'4", 320, so he is a big boy. Big boy. And 85 block shed, that's why we love him. So if we're going to really look to find a way to stop the run, I always like to have a run formation. So what I'll do is I'll set up maybe a 4-3 or goal line defense. I'll sub in guys so that specifically if I do need to get to a run stopping situation, I would put Kevin Williams, Pat Williams, Jimmy Kennedy, Jared Allen, and Ray Edwards on the line. That's 5 beefy guys. 5 beefy boys all in the field that are just going to clog up the hole and just not allow any lanes to open and just take down the ball carrier. So we're going to, again, those players are Kenny Onatalu, the 80 speed middle linebacker, Everson Griffin, 6'3 defensive end, 83 speed, and Jimmy Kennedy, 90 strength, 6'4, 320, and 85 block shed. Another thing to note is that defensive secondary, while they aren't the fastest group in the world, they are great tacklers. 5 of the 6 starting defensive backs that we instituted, so Cedric Griffin and Antoine Winfield at safeties, Lito Shepard, Johnson at DB, and Asher Allen and Chris Cook at the 30 and 4 spot. 5 of our 6 defensive backs have 63 tackle and up. That is ridiculous. That's tremendous because you don't find that in most teams. So this team can tackle. So what you need to do is put them in a position to make the tackle. This means probably playing a lot less man-to-man defense that you're accustomed to, but play a bend but don't break defense. Mix in some of the blitzes we showed you yesterday. Still have good coverage, but this time around we're going to show you more a defense that's completely bend but don't break, but we can still get some good pressure because we have Jared Allen, we have Kevin Williams rushing the quarterback, and that's what's important. We're going to get to the plays right now, and let's get this party started, kids. For those of you that didn't know, this is show number 32, MaddenBible.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Sgibs7, the hostess with the mostest, a.k.a. The Laser Show. So, hope you guys don't mind. Got to move the mini fridge, get it ready for the TV. We're going to zoom a loom in, because this is real. This is what we do here. Zoom in on the TV. We are ready to go. So we are on the opposite side of the ball. We have the tray formation, the tray open formation. Our play we like to come out in is the Vikes digs. We went over this on our last show 29 for the Minnesota Vikings, and we're going to take a look at the play that I want to specifically talk about a lot, and that is the cover 2 buck. Now, you think of this, you're like, what is so good about this play? Yes, Gibbs, I don't get it. Well, what is so good about this play is that we have the ability to play complete coverage defense, but still get to the quarterback with our great pass rushers, and really just play a blanketed defense. Now, the only adjustments that I make, this is the way it starts. I just do a man align. I don't do bump and run. I don't do fake blitz because I want my guys in a position where they don't have to recover off of the first step of the line. So what I do is I spread the defensive line out, I go to our left of the screen D tackle, place him on a spy so he drops over the short middle of the field. I re-blitz our left of the screen D end, Jared Allen, and then I go to our other right of the screen D end, Chad Greenway, and I blitz him straight down as well. Next move is I always like to control the middle linebacker here, and I'm also going to shade the safeties out. After that, I bring in my nickel, my third and fourth string DBs, the slot DBs, bring them in just because I want to fake that I'm bringing pressure. And then from this point, I use middle linebacker. It's my responsibility to get deep because I spread the safeties, and this is what it looks like. If I don't cover deep, the middle of the field is wide open. So I really need to make sure I start short. If I see this slot defender, he's really the guy I'm worried about. I want to watch where he goes, and then where he goes, I can then maybe vacate the deep area and then look to cover something short. So with this play, again, you saw how effective it was the other day, and we're going to show you the type of coverage we have. And the thing is, we're not worried about giving up 3-4 yards, a play. What we want to do is we want to get our sure tackle guys, maybe get a fumble, an interception, make a bad read by the quarterback. We want long, sustained drives by the offense so that the more plays that they run, the more chance they have of making a turnover or making a dumb mistake. And the Tampa 2 Buck is going to allow us to do that, play a bend but don't break defense. We'll show you what everything kind of looks like here. So hit the flat, there it is, picked up 4 yards. But that's what we want. That's what we're focusing on this. We don't want the one and done plays because this defense with the Minnesota Vikings is very prone to the one and done play because the team is so slow defensively. So as you can see, we literally have just blanketed the short part of the field. And a big part of this scheme is going to be able to use the middle linebacker that's in the deep part of the field, use him effectively in picking up plays and tendencies and really jumping routes and making a lot of user plays with hit stick, with the user picks. These are all things you want to do. So again, we'll show you that setup one more time and see if we can see how it results. So shift the line out, deep tackle spy, move our slot DBs in, shade safeties out, middle linebacker, and run our play. So here I have it again. Again, we're just looking for some type of coverage. And that's what you're looking for, because I didn't want to go to the halfback because I probably could have fit it in there again. But the thing is, I wanted to kind of simulate what would happen if they don't make the correct read right off the bat. And the correct read would have been to go to the halfback in the flat. But as you can see, the routes over the middle where I think he wants to go, they're covered. He can throw that, but I have confidence my D tackle will bat that down. He throws it to Percy Harvin. I have a defender right on Percy Harvin like a glove. The right defender on the user catch, what do you know? He's covered. These are guys on him. Randy Moss, there's a guy over the top of him, and there's a guy underneath him. So that's a tough throw. You got to fit that in. So the right read probably would have been Peterson or Moss. But unfortunately, I was late, I scanned my next progressions, and what do you know? Jared Allen comes off the edge for the sack. Guys, this is how you are going to have to play defense with the Minnesota Vikings. I stress the importance of playing defense this way. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sgibs. I am your host. This is not your den. It is not my den, but it is the Mad Den, aka the Laser Show, the internet's most passionate show about John Madden football. You and me together, a whole lot of you, with a little bit, teeny bitsy bit of me, we're changing the Madden community, aren't we?